So Grimgar has come to an end. The final episode of the series. No announcement for a season 2. It might be possible it could get a season 2. But honestly, I kind of doubt it because it's a light novel adaptation. Usually stuff like this is more of a teaser than anything. So, this is the end. The final episode. And now I can give my final thoughts on the series after its conclusion. And I'm going to go briefly over my true thoughts and feelings on the series and then talk about the final episode and so forth and do my final conclusion to the series. So, the entirety of the series. One of the main things I've seen many, talk about this series, I've seen it constantly in the comments to, recurring week after week. One of the main things I see of discussion is how the series is somewhat slow. And after seeing the conclusion, this right here, this finale, this episode here, I can agree with it. I've always agreed with it, of course, but I can agree that the series was rather slow, and is definitely slow. Because, at the end of the day, with this finale, there wasn't a whole lot of plot progression, so to say. There was a lot of character development. Oh god, yeah. There was a lot of character development, characterization, but there wasn't a lot of plot development. So, I know right off the bat, if you were watching this episode and you were expecting an epic fucking conclusion to the story and finding more answers out about the world and stuff, you're going to be very disappointed. That's my first thing I gotta say. You're going to be very disappointed with this finale if you were expecting to get the answers to the world or some form of, plot progression, which we really didn't. It was still kind of in the same similar point as how we started, even though we had a lot of character development. Now, besides that, let's talk about the finale in general. So, Ronta, as we know, in last week's episode, he was left behind, and he was going to die. And I talked about this, had a big discussion about this, of how Ronta, could possibly die. There's a possibility, and there's also a possibility he can live. I talked about back and forth about this and the different situations that could happen. And we come to find out that Ronta does survive. He survives, and he is fine. So, for the most part, that's to be expected. At the end of the day, this is a light novel series adaptation stuff, and I'm guessing it's kind of like a shonen tag, and so it's nothing that is really surprising. Now, I will say that the episode in general, it kind of just, it's there just to let us know that our characters got out safely. They got out safely out of the cave, and they've grown stronger from this experience. Mary has grown stronger. She's finally moved past the people she has lost. The party is together. They're good friends. And we get to see, how Ronta's very slowly starting to fit in with everyone else. And because of this, it was a very good episode to kind of conclude a little bit of the character development that's been going on throughout Season 1 of Grimgar. But besides that, however, the finale leaves me slightly disappointed. Now, I will explain my reasons, so just give me a moment. But the reason why I'm disappointed is not because I didn't enjoy the character development, which, oh, by the way, I love the character development. I love these characters, I love the character development. Like I've said, it's realistic, and it's great. I have no problem with that. The main reason why I'm disappointed is some of the things that happened in this episode, or how it was kind of executed throughout the series. For one, talking about something briefly that happened in this episode, let's talk about what happened to our MC, Haru. Haru, he is left behind. A very similar situation to what happened to Ronta in last week's episode. Ronta was left behind, he was fighting, and then, we found out he's gonna be fine. He was saved. And the episode tries to put us into a situation where we feel like our character's in danger. Haru's in danger, he's about to die. And it, took some time to actually say that he's in danger. Like, it was saying, like, oh crap, he's being left behind, he hit the floor, and, he can barely hear, he's just looking at his friends, leaving, and then you hear Ronta just scream at him, like, hey, you need to get up and all that, don't give up. And, he gets up, and then as he says that, it's like, Mary, I want you to cast a spell on me when you finally come back. Pretty much he's saying, I want you to remove me from being just an undead zombie. And that kind of sets up for him to possibly die. And that would have been, honestly, a really cool way to end the series if it did do that. But I highly doubt that as soon as I saw that. So it was setting up for, like, some form of sadness to where, oh crap, the character's about to die. But then less than, like, oh god, about 10 seconds less, you see this green stream just popping up all around this, death spot. And as we've already found out, it's been established to begin with, is that these streams represent a way to kill the creature in like an insta-hit, like a one-hit KO, or just kill them very quickly. And since these popped up, it was very obvious that all danger was pretty much gone. The MC was going to follow the stream, and he was going to beat the creature, which, at the end of the day, it felt, to me, it's my opinion, of course, but it felt like an asshole. It really did. Even though it's already been established with these green streams that they just appear like that in situations, and they can't really be explained, it just felt like it was way too convenient. It was way too convenient. I mean, for this creature called the Death Spot that's had so much build-up, the way it is, I mean, it's killed so many people. I mean, it was on a wanted poster, and I mean, they're having so much issues with it. It's getting stronger after every attack. It makes me scratch my head, and I'm like, really? Just one person really takes this down and does a lot of damage to it? And on top of that, it's just Haru that's just a regular, like, thief. He's just an agility type. I'm like, really? I'm like, of all things, they take him down like that? And honestly, I was just like, it leaves me a little bit disappointed. It's a little bit anticlimactic. I expected like a big boss battle, seeing the entire party go in, fighting him or something. But it wasn't that. It was just, Haru, seeing green lines and then stabbing the wolf in the face. And that's it. That's exactly what happened. So, I gotta be honest here, a little bit disappointed with that, because I felt like it could have been done a little bit better in terms of writing or the way it was done, but I guess we can't change that. It's already happened. It's already said and done. GG. So, besides that, the series, it was okay. It was an okay series. It was enjoyable. I had fun with it. I wouldn't have watched it if I didn't have fun. That's right there. End of discussion right there. But I gotta say, though, it isn't a series that's going to be for everyone. It isn't a series that's going to amaze everyone. It's definitely not a series that not everyone's going to be able to sit through because of it just being really focused on character interaction. It's not really focused on plot progression or anything, and that's exactly what this is. So, I think, honestly, this series most likely is going to be one of those series that everybody's probably going to forget about in due time. I could see it in about maybe a month, 2 months from now. A bunch of people that watch the anime are probably going to forget completely about this series and look on the new series that are coming out and just completely forget about this. Probably not even think about it anymore, unless it gets a season 2. Then people start thinking about it. But for now, though, I believe that this series most likely is going to be one of those series that's a slight hidden gem. I couldn't really consider it that, but it's still kind of a slightly hidden gem because it's going to disappear in due time and out of people's memory. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.